Thank you so much for joining us as we provide an update on the Local Foods, Local Places Action Plan and envision a more robust and vibrant local food system and economy for Lewiston-Auburn. To begin this presentation, we'd like to make a land acknowledgement. We would like to acknowledge that we are currently on occupied land, traditionally stewarded by the Aroostook of the Wabanaki peoples. We encourage everyone to learn about the history of the land and water where they live, grow, and eat, and to incorporate that into their work and lives moving forward.
So now let's take a moment to imagine together the future of a thriving local food system and economy for our community. Imagine the ability to have a hoop house in a residential zone to more easily feed your family and sell locally grown food to your neighbors. This and more made possible through urban agriculture ordinances that foster a greater culture of food self-sufficiency and independence. Imagine a well-crafted, authentic local food brand that is unique to both Auburn and Lewiston's agriculture and food culture, that supports area food producers and catalyzes our local food economy. Imagine all your favorite local restaurants prominently featuring the freshest, locally produced ingredients that tell our unique and proud food story and highlight the flavors of our region. Imagine a community food center that's home to a commercial training kitchen, community gathering space, and a low-cost cooperative neighborhood grocery that provides quality jobs to residents and new opportunities for startup businesses in the food sector that is within walking distance of Lewiston's tree streets. Imagine secure and sustainable access to land for gardeners and subsistence farmers to grow food for their families, their neighbors, their communities, and our economy. Imagine, if you will, a centrally located permanent site for the Lewiston Farmers Market, walkable from both downtown Lewiston and Auburn, that offers fresh, year-round access to food and opportunities to deepen connections across communities. Farmers will increase their sales and retain a broader customer base, while neighboring businesses will see the benefit from increased traffic flow. Imagine, finally, farmers whose communities have been farming for hundreds of years, growing food together cooperatively on secure land, providing fresh vegetables, fruit, quality meats to our Maine people. These outcomes and more are what the Local Foods, Local Places Action Plan aims to achieve for Lewiston-Auburn, and are encompassed in the 4 goals and 16 actions outlined in the plan.
The 4 goals of the action plan are to strengthen local food while expanding market opportunities and infrastructure for farm and food businesses. The second goal is to integrate local food and agriculture into city planning and economic development strategies. The third is to build food and agriculture as a defining brand for Lewiston and Auburn. And the fourth is to increase equitable access, ownership, and preservation of land to grow food in Lewiston-Auburn. This action plan was the outcome of a community planning process that occurred in October of 2019.
The 2-day conversation and workshop brought together over 80 community members across municipal, business, and agricultural sectors to envision a more robust local food system and economy for the LA region. Technical assistance before, during, and after the event was provided by the Environmental Protection Agency, United States Department of Agriculture, and the Northern Borders Regional Commission through the Local Foods, Local Places Planning Grant secured by the St. Mary's Nutrition Center. The outcome of the conversation and workshop was a draft action plan developed by event attendees through a participatory and community-driven process and finalized by the LFLP Steering Committee. The LFLP planning process came at a critical moment in time, built on a foundation of work laid out for Lewiston-Auburn's local food system and economy by many others before. Auburn and Lewiston have had a rich history of and a renewed interest in livable, walkable, vibrant downtowns. The region is a unique mix of urban and rural, with small to mid-sized farms within 10 miles of the urban core. In the last 15 years, there has been a rebirth of the downtowns with tremendous energy going towards increasing community engagement and supporting revitalization and planning efforts across neighborhoods. There has also been a significant amount of energy put toward understanding our local food landscape and building greater food security. Some of this energy was channeled into efforts like the first in the state community food charter, pioneered by the Good Food Council in 2016, the multi-year planning process by the City of Auburn to enhance the agriculture and natural resource zone that culminated in 2019, the Choice Neighborhoods Planning and Action Grant spearheaded by Healthy Neighborhoods from HUD to revitalize housing and community in downtown Lewiston that will be submitted for funding in December 2020, and the first in Maine and sold out regional land access and food economy conference hosted in Auburn in March 2019. Local Foods, Local Places was an opportunity to continue the momentum built by these and other great efforts.
The last year of visioning, planning, and acting has yielded accomplishment and movement despite national emergencies. In times of crisis, global food supply chains have become interrupted, and this will not be the last global crisis, particularly as climate change intensifies. Being less dependent on outside sources for food will become increasingly crucial. In some ways, this has been an opportunity as a more locally based food system has become more widely recognized as an asset and a source of resilience for any community. Over the last 10 months, many actions have moved forward, and almost all of them have been adapted in some way as individuals and collectively our community has adapted. Many of the plan's action leads are here to provide updates on 10 of the plan's 16 actions that have made significant progress, and to share in ways in which the wider community can support the work now and in the future. We envision the plan to have a lifespan of 3 to 5 years. And something to note is that leads in the action plan serve as a convener or a champion of an action team, which is possibly consisting of the supporting cast, which were folks identified during the LFLP workshop, and then others who have possibly joined efforts since the plan was finalized. Now, let's hear what's happening from the leads themselves. We're going to start by hearing from Emmy.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name is Emmy Anderson. The action I'm supporting is a feasibility study to determine the demand and the need for a shared use processing space, storage facility, commercial kitchen, and a cooperatively run low-cost local foods store in the Tree Streets neighborhood of Lewiston. We have completed more than 200 community surveys, 20 key informant interviews, and 15 case studies, and a draft business plan so far. We continue to learn and have identified a centrally located promising site. A proposal to secure funding for facility infrastructure will be submitted in December 2020. And at this time, we ask that neighbors of Lewiston-Auburn support this action by participating in our community survey to share your feedback and your vision for this community food center. And with that, I'm gonna hand it over to Josh.
Hi, my name is Josh Bonagine. I'm supporting the action to identify and secure a year-round indoor and outdoor permanent location for the Lewiston Farmers Market. We have currently identified a target area for a future site for the Lewiston Farmers Market. We're prioritizing visibility, ease of access for both shoppers and vendors, cooperative partnerships with other organizations who will also benefit from access to a centrally located outdoor multi-use green space, and also long-term sustainability. To this end, we are currently in conversation with the City of Lewiston as well as private owners regarding promising sites. We ask that you stay abreast of our progress and engage in the process by signing up for the Lewiston Farmers Market e-news, following us on Facebook or Instagram, and or checking our website for regular updates. If you work for or within an organization that has synchronous goals, please reach out to discuss partnership possibilities. Lastly, please stay tuned for opportunities to share your voice through community-wide surveys and lend your support to help us create a sustainable future for the market. I'm now going to hand it over to Shelley.
Hi, my name is Shelley, and I'm working to pass the urban agriculture ordinances in Lewiston and Auburn, as well as to pass food sovereignty ordinance in Lewiston, as Auburn has already passed it. Our group has been a group of community members, some students from Bates, and others who are interested in providing support to the two cities to do some research to assist them in this process. Urban agriculture and food sovereignty ordinances are local legislation that can support city residents living in residential and other zoning districts where agriculture-related activities are often disallowed or severely restricted, to allow folks to more easily grow, raise, sell, and access locally produced foods. Working with city staff in both Auburn and Lewiston, 2 rounds of research on successful urban agriculture ordinances in other cities nationally has been done with the goal of determining best practice options for consideration locally. The next critical step is to build bipartisan community coalitions of residents and elected leaders in both cities who are interested both in giving feedback on draft model ordinance language and also in showing support for these ordinances and the changes that will need to happen to move these through the city government steps into passage. Please contact the Good Food Council of Lewiston-Auburn if you are interested in supporting these efforts. I'm now going to pass it off to Camille.
Hi, I'm Camille Parrish. The action I'm supporting is to help ensure that food and farm sectors are represented as critical to and integrated in Auburn's 2020 to 2030 comprehensive plan. A comprehensive plan is a foundational city planning document that details a 10 to 15-year vision for the municipality and guides both city decision-making and city, state, and federal resource allocation during that time period. The City of Auburn is currently planning an update of its comprehensive plan with a goal of completion in mid-2021. The Comprehensive Plan Committee will begin meeting before the end of the year and will be considering goals and objectives for inclusion in the Comprehensive Plan update related to food access and food-based businesses. You can support this effort by following the Auburn Comprehensive Plan process from now through the middle of 2021 and engaging in public comment to help shape the future. I'm not sure who I pass it on to, so I'll leave that to Julia. Thank you.
Hi, Camille. You're passing it off to me. I'm Shanna, the president and CEO of the LA Metro Chamber. I've been helping to develop a regional economic growth strategy, or a blueprint for economic growth. And within that, we're looking to support agricultural production, processing, and distribution to grow the agriculture sector and bring new businesses and jobs. In terms of what we've been doing on this, the Chamber has been convening regional members, representation of 26 CEOs and community and business leaders across different sectors to create a blueprint for economic growth. I've been a champion at that table, and I'm fortunate to not be the only one, for agriculture, which does include the growing cannabis industry within our region. Multiple planning efforts are underway, and some have recently wrapped up, and that happened quickly in a number of places because of the pandemic, which has impacted progress and direction of this action. Some of those that I name as the comprehensive plans for Lewiston and Auburn and AvCog's recently underway planning for 5 counties. If you're interested in providing support for this work, you can look for opportunities to reflect local food and agriculture in ongoing planning processes, whether that's a representative of your organization or business or as a resident in a community that you live in within these counties. We'd love for you to connect with us directly if you want to actively participate in any planning activities. I'm going to put that link in our chat box. And then I have the pleasure of talking about the next slide as well. We are working to, or have been identified to craft a request for proposals to hire a consultant to really support creating a local food and ag brand for this region. And for us, an update on that is that's going to be challenging. We want to do this authentically, and we desire to bring together a wide range of individuals who can ensure that any type of food brand created is reflective, and that includes chefs and farmers and food system representatives. We can't do that well right now, make new relationships and bring people together. It's a little more challenging with the pandemic. There are parallel branding efforts planned for the region as a whole in 2021, and we do believe there's an opportunity to ensure that local food and agriculture are well represented in any branding activities for the region as a whole. If you're interested, we could really use some help mapping and ensuring that we know and understand who the food producers are, who the local food brands or businesses are that are creating or selling value-added food products. So that's restaurants to the people who are making jams and jellies or selling beef or goat. We would want to know who you are and who is representing some of the established food brands as well as emerging. And so you're welcome to send Scott or I a chat, email us, or get on our distribution list to hear about the many ways that we're supporting this work. And so with that, I'm going to pass it off to Ashley and Omar.
Hi.
Hi, Omar. I think Ashley just needs to unmute.
Oh, sorry. I thought I did. I'm so sorry.
You're
Hi, I'm Ashley. I've been working with the Somali Bantu Community Association to purchase secure farmland and to record this process so others can benefit. This spring, the SBCA established the Little Juba Central Maine Agrarian Commons in collaboration with Agrarian Trust, which is a national organization that supports community-held land access across the country. Soon after the SBCA found farmland in Wales, which is about 15 minutes from the center of Lewiston, which was really exciting. And in partnership with Agrarian Trust, the SBCA fundraised enough capital to make the initial payments and purchase the property. A guide and case study of this is in process, and you can support this work, which really does need continuing support by just supporting the SBCA's fundraising campaign for increasing staff capacity and materials and equipment, such as like a larger tractor. So thanks so much, and I'll pass it on to Omar.
Hi, my name is Omar Hassan. I work with the Cooperative Development Institute. I've been working with New Roots Cooperative Farm in purchasing their and securing their farmland they have been leasing. It's been a busy year. New Roots Cooperative Farm. We have 4 new greenhouses and sold out our CSA program. We also do the Farmers Market and also other markets. We have been in the Farmers Market for many, many years, more than 13 years now. And now we are excited to launch our capital campaign to purchase the farmland and much needed farming equipment and soil amendment. You know, how can the community support? We ask that you donate to New Roots campaign, which will be out soon, and share it widely with others. Thank you. I don't know who I'm supposed to pass it on to.
On to me, Omar. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. I'm Ethan Miller, and I work with Land in Common Community Land Trust. We are supporting the action to increase awareness among landowners and land seekers about organizations that support land access, land transfer, land preservation, and land justice. And as a crucial first step in this work, we're creating an online clearinghouse of resources that can help people identify starting points for seeking and finding land, for choosing appropriate land tenure structures for their work, and for financing land access and improvement. And as part of that, we're also planning to build on the successes of this season's Maine Land Share project, which is a partnership between Land in Common, Presente Maine, and the Resilience Hub that connects landless people who want to garden with people who have land to offer. And so we're really trying to think through how to expand that program, and especially in ways that can help generate more secure long-term land tenure for people seeking land. And you can support these actions by contacting Land in Common or the Maine Land Share Project if you're seeking land, or if you're a landowner seeking to transition your land in ways that grow equitable access for members of the community. And you can visit landincommon.org, and I'll also put some contact information in the chat. Thanks so much.
While there are many specific ways to support that you've heard about today, 2 ways to broadly support the plan can be done on the Good Food Council of Lewiston-Auburn's website, which is goodfood4la.org. On the homepage, click on the Local Foods Action Plan banner to find a link to read the action plan yourself and share it with others, and also to join the Local Foods Action Plan email list if you're not already on it. Thank you.